going on, guys? It's your boy Cash. In this video, I wanted to start discussing Cosmetic. After the last video, a lot of you guys have expressed, your opinions, agreeing and disagreeing with me about the whole Diablo Immortal thing. Like I said, not too familiar with the game, but one of the things that a lot of people usually go to, and me myself always would go to this, is why don't these games just sell pure cosmetics? Why do they sell progression? And obviously I hate it, like I think that pay to progression, pay to win, all that aspects, if you just remove that from the game, I assume that the game would be fine. And I always said, why don't you just sell cosmetics, sell things that have nothing, has zero, cannot give you any type of power up in the game whatsoever. So before we get into the discussion, I wanted you guys to like, comment, and subscribe in the video if you guys are liking the content. But more specifically, let's go into the video games, actual gacha games, mobile games, and see exactly the point that I'm trying to make here, where I actually think that it's just because they don't make as much money. Now, sometimes I go to the reverse, sometimes I go to the worst of the best example. I happen just to be playing Artery Gear at the moment, so I'm gonna go into Artery Gear. And I love bringing this game up because I just love that it's just, it's such a great game. I'm so happy people told me about it. There's the annoying little weird stuff in it, but we'll overlook it right now. Let's go straight over to El Chapo. And we have obviously the packages and stuff like that. So right now, as we already discussed, you have a bunch of stuff. You have, look at this, you can get some gems, you can get some insta summons and stuff like that. It's $26. And honestly, the person that spends money on this stuff and buys out this shop or whatever like that is going to have a significant advantage by having not only the collaboration character or the next another character on the banner. They're going to have these characters, they're going to be able to max them out and stuff like that. That's unfair. I'm free to play. I don't want to spend on that. Why can't it just be cosmetics? So let's go over here into outfit box, right? So you can see here, I currently have acquired 50 of these things free to play, and I honestly don't know how I even get them, but they do have it that I guess in certain shops and stuff like that. I think Figure Fantasy also had this too, if I'm not mistaken. Certain games have it that you can accumulate this currency. Epic 7 has it a little bit too. You can get this currency free to play, right? So let's just assume that I have 0 at the moment. So I have 0, boom. Let's go to the outfit supply, which are these skins right here. So let's look at this. Alice gets a Queen in the Mirror. Now, unfortunately, I might have to go look up a YouTube video because this game has a terrible, even when you summon the unit, they don't allow you to see the animations, but these units, at least the one that I'm about to discuss, not Alice, but have unique animations. And at least it's like, not only do you get the sprite, you get the live 2D, the background and all this other stuff, you get all this funny cool stuff, but they also change the animations of the character, and I think that's great. We're also going to talk about a game that's not a gacha game, and I want to bring that into light as well. So these are the skins that are in the game, right? So this is really cool. This character doesn't look like this normally. It'll be a little bit back and forth. Even this character. Now, the model, again, I don't really like too much of the model. I like the 2D art looks pretty cool. She looks like she's chilling, relaxing. She's such a badass, right? And then you have Shinobi here. She looks really cool. So let me see if I can find a video of someone that's actually serious, one of the strongest units in the game. Schoolgirl outfit thing, right? So let me see if I have someone that's actually has this on a YouTube video. So this character right here is Hirin, right? So when they drop a skin, some of them seem to have decent animations and others don't. So if you look at her S3 here, right? This is her S3 animation. Maybe I should disappear, right? Boom, there it is. And then you have this one. And this is her summer skin, which is obviously way more perverted because people are weird. But yeah. And water. But you see what I mean? Like that's something that you would decently pay for. Now, going back into Artery Gear, right? So that's just one example that I was able to, some of them don't change the animations. Maybe they add like a very minor thing to it, like a more water, like that summer stuff. So there's I've seen a couple that they were water skins, you know, water effects are like splashes. Maybe they have an umbrella or beach ball in comparison to something. Oh yeah, I forgot I muted this. So you know, that's like the small little differences between it. Now, how much does that cost? So as you can see, 98 is how much these things cost. They also have some that cost like the actual just premium currency, but I guess these are like the low rated. I'm not gonna go into each one. Like this one I saw, I actually would love to find. Let me find if I can see this one, because this one's really cool. But they're 98, and it cost. I don't have 98, so it's gonna say, well, would you like to buy some? Absolutely not. But outfit pack. So 98 for $10, I can't get it. So I have enough to get it if I bought it, but you can't get it for $10. So you need to go up to the 15. So $15 for a skin. Is that reasonable for you guys? As you can see, it doesn't really matter which one that you actually want. They're all 98. So if it has a lot of cool stuff to it, I think this one I saw, there's no special animations, but the animations do change the character's look. And that to me is decent, because a lot of games don't do that. Sometimes they'll change the character's thing, their cut-ins or whatever like that, but they don't change the actual animation of that. They don't go that deep. They'll change the way that they look, maybe in the lobby or when they're actually fighting, doing their other skills, but not their actual cut-ins, which is kind of important to me. So, you know, but then just don't buy this one that doesn't do that. But you can buy this one and maybe it does do that. But they're all pretty much 98. This one's 68, you know. This one is cheaper for some reason, I don't know. But is that reasonable? What do you guys think about $15 for a skin, right? Is that cool? You like that? You like that? Now, before I go off this game, I do want to show this, right? All right, so check this out. Clean. Then it goes into the animation. Boom. And look at this version. Her skin version. Now that's what I'm talking about, just saying. But the reason why I brought that up, and just to show like a ground basis of skins in a game, right? So they can have different levels, different variants of what they're actually doing, how they function, how deep the animation goes. Is it just art? What about that do you really honestly care about? And is, again, $15 a reasonable amount for that it said skin? Now, the thing that I have, the reason why I say that it might be an issue is you might have saw, and I know some of you gacha people out there like they're already picking up on the sauce. Now, just for a skin, I think you feel a little jaded, but at the same time, this is what you want, right? But sometimes people will say maybe you should put gold with it, or maybe you should put, you know, some other resources with the skin just to make the pot a little bit sweeter, some more energy refills with it. But then you're kind of you're enabling, even if it's a small amount of progression, you're still allowing people to get some type of progression by buying that. Some people with a lot of money, because that's what we're concerned about, right? People with a lot of money that can influence the game, they can spam those packs for whatever reason. They're like, yo, I just need extra stamina, so I buy the skin packs, and I bought a jillion of them, and I don't really use them. I bought one skin, but you know, when the new skins come out, I'll have the resources, but I got the stamina or whatever right now, so you have to remove that. Will you pay 15 bucks just for that? And you have to also, as a company, think of it that money people will pay that. And if enough of you guys say no, then the business model doesn't work. That's just kind of like, that's kind of the end of it. If enough people say no, and not too many people say yes, then you have to find a different way to put monetization into the game, that even though it's free to play, by the way. But I feel like changing the word free to play to just free to try. Like, let's stop saying things are free to play, because they're just not, all right? They're just not. What's up? Now we're back in some dislike. Well, not back technically in this video. Now, I wanted to bring this game up specifically because what happened in this game, they actually dropped 2 skins in this game. And when they dropped the skins in this game, I felt like there was a large vocal majority of people that said, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that skin. Well, the current skin that they have out is going to be Era. Oh no, it's gonna ping me all these stupid notifications. From all the way until August, it has like one of those FOMO things. If you buy it now, it's 20 bucks. If you wait, it's gonna be 25 bucks to get this skin. Now, obviously, I think that the skin looks phenomenal, right? It looks pretty good on this character. There it is. I was trying to find the other skin. So this is Mona. She was the first skin that they introduced into the game, right? And then they introduced this one. the Moon Goddess. As you can see, the voice lines are pretty much the same. I think the same thing with the other one. I'm going to use League of Legends and some stuff to kind of mess around with that a little bit, right? So she looks obviously much different, but all her animations and stuff like that are pretty much the same. So this one they're asking for $5 more, but could you think that maybe the work into it might be better? You know, you could go with that. You could say that they put in more effort into this, so maybe it deserves more money, or it could just be that's just the price point. You know, and if I look into other games, they might have different price points that will say, well, you know, that's how much that costs. The other character I don't actually have, Freya, but that skin, like I said, looks pretty cool in comparison. Here we go. So now I can kind of show a little bit better. And then you have this one.
My cords can bring any summer to life.
Gorgeous skin in comparison, right? But is it worth $20, if not $25? And would you pay that on a regular basis? Because they haven't dropped that many. This is like the, you know, they can't drop skins that often. I mean, they could. Maybe if they didn't care about quality, they could drop a bunch of skins. They, especially a game like Dislight where this is like a lot. You know, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of designs, especially because it's based off gods. They can't just like slap anything on the character. I mean, yes, they could maybe do chromas, green, blues, green and blues and greens and yellows, and just, you know, do stuff like that. But would that be able to sustain the game? I think realistically it can't. I don't think that enough people would want to buy just a character without any resources or any benefits that come along with it. That's just my point in the matter anyway. All right, now I'm in counter side. I don't know why, but the last two games, maybe I did go worst to best, because I do like some of the quality of life of those other games, but it's like you can't find the skins or the skin previews or stuff like that in game. Like you could see them, maybe spin the model around, but for some reason I can't find like thing. But luckily, I can't find like how to like see the skin. Like, do I want to buy it? Luckily, though, these games, Counter-Side actually does do it. Like, you actually can see the skill cut in literally by pressing a button. So, boom, I can see that. That's what I'm gonna get. This is what her other model looks like. I think I could even trial it out, go to practice mode, literally see the unit in game, how they're gonna work, use the skills, all that stuff. And I think that that's really good, especially for the buyer. I think that this is absolutely necessary, so I could see exactly how she looks. Like, I saw her little chibi model, but this is how she looks in game. She clones herself. Cool. Cool. Use the skill. That's what that skill looks like. Yes. Look at that. All the homies. All right. Ultimate skill. Can use the ultimate skill. Fantastic. And they're doing all that fun stuff. But I honestly, it's kind of weird that, like, these other games, like, just buy the skin. Where I don't know, and again, maybe I didn't look hard enough, but like maybe it's not, I feel like it's not on the YouTube site. It's at the mercy of someone buying it and then hopefully liking it. Like sometimes they do it, they'll do it in like a big trailer, like when they're announcing all the skins or something like that, and that's when you were supposed to find it, but like half the time it's like, what? Look at that, she has the thing, comes in, her car is different, in-game SD, so boom, I could trial it right now. And say, hey, do I really want this skin? So normally she summons a monster truck. There we go. I wanted to use the ultimate because that's the truck she actually comes out. And it's actually a cool little truck that comes out. And then it comes out, eventually goes forward and explodes and stuff like that. Cool. So really good, and these are like, again, really good models and skins and stuff like that. So let's see how much these are costing. We got 1,600, looks like kind of standardly. This one costs the premium currency, and then we have this one really big because it has this little effect. The skill cut-in is, I guess, different, even though the other ones had skill cut-ins. I don't know. They have this. They show you, and they also identify what each thing is going to do. Like different, I guess this one means different voice lines, things of that nature. They have other ones, as you can see, some other ones that cost the 2080, 2080 16. So it seems like, let's go and just look at what those two things are, because we need to know how much these things cost. I have no currency again, which is sometimes they have it that you can get it easily or not. So purchase 2080. So if I wanted 2080. I would need to go into the likes of $26. So $26, you down? Huh? You down? You could also see that I think, and this is the weird price points of certain gachas. Yeah, the other one is 16, right? So how much is 16? Oh, wow. Wow. Really cool cutting. So 1600, right? Still can't get 16 with 10. You have to go straight up to 26, right? And this is just the basic bundles. I'm pretty sure that there's always a weird bundle in the shop that's like if you technically if you carry the 2 and the 6 and the 15, like this one, maybe it's in one of these, like maybe you should go with that one. That one might not be as bad, like stuff like that. But I'm not doing that in this video. I'm going straight off of what they're taking me into when I open it up. So how do you guys feel about that? Those one nice, I mean, preparation wise, or not preparation, representation wise, Counter-Side has a really good. I can see what they like in game. I can see what they're like. You know, how much they cost and what they do. It specifies every single detail. Like I said, in the other games, I had to look at the skin. I would have to buy it, look at it, and like, oh, this one doesn't have the cool cut-in. This one doesn't have the cool animation. This one is only gives you a lobby skin. This one only does that. And it's like, that's not exactly good. But again, the question I will throw right back at you guys, is that enough for you to spend money? Are the majority of you going to spend that money? Where is that money coming from? I honestly think, now you could also say like, grow up in your face real quick. I think that it wouldn't be as bad if the prices were a little bit lower. I think that that's a lot of money, especially when depending on each individual game, when you're trying to get into the high rated characters or the characters that they're trying to get you to invest in, which are normally high rated SSR, 5-star, whatever terminology they want to put into the game. And then they also have some for lower rarity characters too, what I do like that too. But 9 times out of 10, like it takes you a while to get some of these characters, and then they're going to give the characters the best bang for the buck for the skins, for the units. So like whoever unit sells the best, that is the unit that's going to get the most attention. Case in point, in League of Legends, Lux has a jillion skins because she's very profitable. A lot of people like her, and she's, I guess, a cool model. So I want to also just kind of talk about Runeterra. I also want to go into a game that's not necessarily a gacha game, so it's like, I guess you might not be able to compare it, but these are free-to-play essential games. Like these games are in the sense of the thing, this game is free-to-play on mobile. Most of the people I think like myself play it on their PC or whatever. So this as you can see, this crazy little animation here is a completely different animation. But all standard ones, as you can see, is $12.90, and if you want something super duper, yes papa, yes mama, you're gonna have to go into the depths of $17.90. Now what they do here is that sometimes see, this one does have a nice little animation for it, boom, and they tell you can see this is also the background art. I can see what it looks like before the character. If you're not familiar with Runeterra, the characters evolve. So it also shows that the animations of the character also are going to change some of the skills that they utilize in a thing. Then I have this one, as you can see, there is none of that nonsense. That's why it's $700. It's much cheaper. She only has her standard card form, and then her evolve card form, and then one of her things also has that on it. So you know, it just definitely changes. So look, ooh, boom. I actually did not know that they had so many of these. Jesus Lord. I actually didn't know that some of the other, like they gave Jinx a skin. That's cool. So she has her own little animation. As you can see, this one's animation, so that happens when she evolves. This is her level 1, and then she has her level 2, and then she has these two as her other little things as well. So cool. You know, this is another one, Nami, another character. So there you have it. So $12.90 is for this one. I guess they went, since she's super cool. I mean, her animation is crazy. It's like Sailor Moon. A lot is put into that, and also the voice lines change. So let's look at this. So so I think $17.90 is the highest rarity that they have here. $12.90 seems to be pretty regularly standard, and then $700 seems to be the third tier, just about, right? So how much is that? So 17, the highest is 20. So highest is about $20 if I wanted that, right? And then you can go down like this. This would give $10 would be able to give me the 70 ones, but you have to go from $10 to 20. So it's not like the other jumps where they went up to like 10 to 25 or something like that. So that's how much I'd have to spend. I'd have to willing to spend about $20. And again, so removing any progression, because in this game, this is actually a really good example as a free-to-play game that you can't really pay for progression. It's just the cards that you have. So if you want to get cards, you can utilize this same function, right? Instead of spending money on this, I can use these coins. I'll just show you guys just for shits and giggles. As you can see, I have a lot of resources. I can then buy these wild cards, which will allow me to unlock any version of those cards that I want to. So every champion card, which is the highest rarity, is about 300 of those currencies. So if I wanted to make a deck that would at least the most popular deck at the moment would always usually count 6 cards, champion cards. So that would be 3 of one and then 3 of another, right? So that would be that, right? So it makes 1800. So 1800, which is about, as we already know, which is the same amount as the skin, $20. Then I have to spend, and there's no limit on this, so you could say that it's, oh my god, oh my god, this is unfair. This guy can make this deck. He can spend like, probably not. You should probably be one of these other ones if you're just gonna buy a deck from scratch. But this game, I'll tell you right now, you don't really need to spend it. You just how long you've been playing the game, and you know that's a different story. So what about that? This one is $20. Has a lot of good quality on it, but is that enough? Should they not allow me to even buy this stuff because it, you know, the game should be able to run purely off cosmetics? So technically, this take all this out. I can't do it. I can't buy this stuff. I shouldn't be able to. Will the game be sustainable? Could Riot, I mean Riot, maybe they have a big fat bankroll, but could Riot sustain these games, this game without the ability to purchase, for people to purchase stuff to make a deck that they want from scratch? Should it only be skins? That is the question here. That is what we are posing, and I'm going on the fence to say I don't think so. I just don't. We could argue and debate over what price points they should put on progression. But I think that the games don't survive unless you do that. And for a decent amount of us that are free to play and not gonna buy it in the first place, I think there has to be a common ground there. I think that you have to give people the ability to do it because some people are impatient. Some people don't want to farm an account for a month to get something good, or 2 months or something like that. They want to get it now. They want that. That's why they have these $1, $2 beginner packs. This is the best pack for you when you start off. I think people like that option, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that we have to find a nice common ground to say, hey, this is acceptable and this is not acceptable. This is too much power that you're able to obtain. But I also said in the last video, you kind of can't put an upper limit on a business like that. A business should have it like I just showed you in Runeterra. It should technically run like that, allowing the customer to spend as much money as the customer feels like it, because that's business, baby. I can't front and what are you gonna do? Like, no business, especially a thriving business, would survive capping their customers like that, unless they have to, unless they're running out of inventory or something like that. You know that, and then most of the time that's an issue. If you've ever seen a company that's like, oh, we ran out of, let's say they're selling pants, they run out of pants, they need to restock, we need to restock. But if you had a product that doesn't need to be stocked, you could just give it out infinitely. I'm just saying, we might need to think of something else. Or like I think FG said in the other video, you might just need to scrap the gacha aspect altogether. Stop this free-to-play nonsense, and maybe just put a price tag on every game, and then just make sure that the game is sustained, and just keep it that way. Why post in the comment section below? Let me know how you feel about monetization, specifically speaking on cosmetics, and whether or not it could sustain the game all on its own. I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.